And thanks to Gatorade Game Leaders, you can see no team in Big Ten baseball tournament history can match the current heater being enjoyed by the Huskers. Nebraska has won 9 straight tourney games, which also means back-to-back conference tournament titles and the automatic bids to the NCAAs that comes along with being crowned conference champs. Time for today's big interview as we say hello to Nebraska head coach Will Bolt. Will, before we get into regionals and what awaits you guys this weekend, I do want to look back on that tournament and what it means outside of just the auto bid to be able to claim a tournament championship like that in Omaha in front of so many Nebraska fans.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me on, and excited to be playing another week of baseball. But yeah, just an awesome college baseball atmosphere. Not just for us, but for every team that gets to play at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, home of the College World Series. And yeah, just a great performance by our players to step up. We got a lot of guys that just seem to really see the ball well in the batter's box in that stadium, and some pitchers that feel really confident throwing on that mound. And of course, Husker Nation certainly just enhances all of that. We've had great crowds. I mean, 15,000 for the championship game. The crowds kind of got bigger and bigger as the week went along. And we certainly did it in a way that was very, very challenging, facing the Big Ten pitcher of the year in the first game, facing Grinzel, the left-hander that's the ace of the awesome Oregon Ducks staff, beating a really good Penn State team, and then finishing off against UCLA, a team that is obviously, a big-time contender to get back to Omaha, had swept us earlier in the year, and just the atmosphere that was there for that game, our fans helped provide, really it was a boost for us to finish that thing off on Sunday.
So, Will, you mentioned the win over Oregon. That helped you claim the pool play win, and then the win over UCLA in the championship game. Those are top 16 national seeds. They were the co-regular season champs inside the Big Ten. To be able to go through that kind of gauntlet, how much confidence are your guys playing with right now?
Yeah, a lot of confidence, obviously. We kind of had a little bit of a topsy-turvy season, to say the least. Never were able to put together an extended winning streak. We never had a long losing streak either. And, going into this tournament, we said, well, we're going to have our first 4-game winning streak of the year to win it. So guys are obviously playing with a lot of confidence right now. Like you said, and I said previously, just having those top opponents that we went through, and they have everything on the line to play for as well, just goes to show that we can play with anybody in the country. But I think we knew that going into the tournament. I know we knew that going into the tournament just based on the top 30 schedule that we played this spring. It really helped prepare us for those moments. Our guys have been pretty battle tested, and we'll hopefully continue to take that into the regional play.
Certainly helps when you get a championship game performance like the one you got from starter Ty Horn. No question, the biggest afternoon of his college career, and what a showing. How do you describe what he did for you in that championship game?
Yeah, it's really hard to put it in perspective, just how good he was. Number one, the opponent, they had gotten after him out in Los Angeles early in the season. He had really gotten off to a tough start, but if you look back to his year, kind of his trajectory was a lot like our team's. His first 2 starts this year in our rotation were against Vanderbilt and LSU, and faced some really good opponents along the way. And his rise here in the last 6 or 7 weeks is really what's allowed us to win each and every weekend. And he's pitched better and better each week. He kind of had a little bit of a tough start on Tuesday against Michigan State. It's a little bit reminiscent of what we saw last season, where Brockett started the Tuesday game, didn't go great, and then rebounded on Sunday. I think Brockett was definitely helped propel him to be ready for that situation because he had been there before. But Ty's done a lot of the legwork too, just to continue to improve as the season's gone along. Really, when his teams needed him the most, he's been at his best. And he had all 4 pitches going. They had a lot of left-handed hitters in the lineup. He kept moving the fastball in and out. He was throwing the cutter in on their hands. And then when they got worried about the pitch on the inner half of the plate, he got some weak contact on the outer half. So just an amazing performance. Guy that's always had the talent to do that, but to step up in that type of situation was really exactly what we needed because we were pretty depleted from our bullpen from the day before. So just stepped up huge and, just really seen him grow up before our eyes.
Speaking of clutch performances, how about Gabe Swanson, who's become Mr. May? He just seems to come up for you guys in the most clutch situations time and time again.
Yeah, we've nicknamed him Gabe Schwabson. Just the field we feel like needs to be named after him, and then due in part as well, just from his performances in that ballpark. But yeah, as the warm weather comes around, Gabe seems to be at his best. He's just a guy that just really, really competes, and when he gets on that stage, he's not thinking. He's just acting. He just gets in compete mode, and he's got as much talent as anybody on a roster. He's a feared slugger in the middle of the order, and man, he's had some huge swings for us in that tournament the last 2 years. Couldn't have done it without him as well.
All right, well, let's get you out of here with a look ahead to the regionals. You're in Chapel Hill, where North Carolina is the top seed and the host, but your first game is against a very familiar school to anybody who's been near Nebraska, seen sporting events against the Oklahoma Sooners. What's the early scouting report on opponent number one?
Yeah, they've finished the season strong here. Went 2-1 in the SEC tournament. We'll be facing a right-handed pitcher that can run his fastball up to 100 miles an hour. And Skip Johnson, their head coach, is known for his strong pitching staffs, and this year's no different. So we did match up with them last year, early season, old Big 12 rivals back in the day. But yeah, we're excited for the opportunity to be here. No game is more important in a regional than the first one. So just getting off to a good start with Jackson Brockett on the mound and a lineup that's feeling really confident. We're excited about the challenge and, be ready to go.
Nebraska starting regionals against Oklahoma Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern local time. That game to be played in Chapel Hill. Nebraska head coach Will Bolt. Will, we appreciate the time. Congrats again on the Big Ten Tournament Championship, and best of luck this weekend in the regionals.
I appreciate it. Go Big Red.